I just wanted to kind of give a couple notes before the video happens. First of all, this isn't like a week of what I eat. It's more of a combination of when I remembered to film my food, times when I actually had time to genuinely cook. This is just kind of like some of the things that I do for food. I try and make it somewhat interesting, because then I easily get bored and then I just don't have like the kind of the joy of eating, and that brings me a lot of joy to eat. Like I'm not like, I don't eat healthy all the time. I have like, I don't really have like a strict eating regimen, if that makes sense. Meaning like what I eat. I watch what I eat, I'd say that kind of, but not like all the way. So this is just kind of, I don't know, a personal and realistic take on what I eat. You know, take it and if you want to apply it to yourself, or if you like, it's all of trial and error and trying to see what works for you and what doesn't work. And I'm just kind of offering an option. Okay, there, now that I've gotten that word, let's go. I actually usually don't really like prepared salads, ones that come in a bag. This one is actually pretty good. I did end up adding extra stuff, but enjoyed it very much. I actually quite honestly don't remember exactly what was in these, but I can say that it was very good. I remember it was very good. I think it was just rice, egg, and vegetables. I believe so. It was very yummy and I enjoyed it very, very much. I actually also recently started to eat eggs. I used to really hate eating eggs, but this type of cooked egg is actually, I don't know, it just tastes okay to me. This is definitely more on the unhealthy side, but this is definitely one of my comfort foods and it's a great snack. Pickle, goji berries, and spinach. So I actually have only recently started to really eat sweet potatoes as a snack. It's kind of really easy to make. You just put it in the oven, put a bunch of holes in it, and then you cook it, and that's it. And then it becomes soft, and you can peel it, and it's like an ice cream cone, and it's just very practical and a very easy to-go snack. Depending on how well you cook it, it's going to be harder, easier to peel. Here you can see that I'm struggling a bit, but once you get the hang of it, it usually becomes pretty easy. And it's very easy to just kind of put in a Ziploc bag. Even if you like, here I'm eating a half, but if you don't cut it, you can just wrap it in something. You don't really need to pack it or anything because it's covered by the skin. And then you just peel it and you eat it, and it's very enjoyable. And yes. Personally, I don't really like eating a big breakfast, like actual food, so I usually strain more to having more liquid breakfast, whether that means smoothie, a matcha latte, or a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, because it's just easier for me to get down. Occasionally, I will have something with it. So for lunch, I'm having more of these cutlets and just spinach again, because I'm too lazy to make anything elaborate. You want my food, don't you? I'm not giving you any. Okay, hear me out. When I told my friend that I drink baked milk, she kind of freaked out a little bit. And let me just explain. It's you put milk in a ceramic pot, and then you put it in the oven, and you slowly bake it so that it doesn't crust over that much. It will crust over anyways. And then you drink it, and it doesn't taste like regular milk, and it's very, 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 very good. Just don't spill it. This is kind of off tangent, but here I am freaking out over my Russian exam, practice AP. I didn't like that. Results come out next week, so we'll see how I did on the practice, but it was nerve-wracking. After my exam, I decided to make myself a treat and make some pasta because, you know, best comfort food, and not super hard to make if you kind of follow a few simple rules. I'd say one of the biggest kind of rules for making pasta is that when you make the sauce, you have to fry garlic. I forgot like the actual Italian word for it, but yeah. This kind of gives the aroma, and usually take out the garlic afterwards, but I like garlic, so it's okay. I just wanted to make something kind of simple, so I just did tomatoes. I cut up fresh tomatoes. I didn't cut them very well, so I kind of had to mush them in the pan. You can really put in anything you want at this step, just make sure that you cook it the individual time it needs. This just kind of, I don't exactly know why you do this. My mom told me to do it, so I do it. If you do end up adding cheese, make sure you do it as the last thing, or otherwise it will burn and fry and melt too much. As you can see, I really like spinach and I like tofu, so I combined it, and here's the tofu I used because it's very good. So I will share it with you so you can enjoy it. I apologize for yet another off tangent, but I just wanted to put this in.
I'm gonna have the conversation I just had with myself in front of a camera now, because it's gonna help me to try and repeat it, because I'll try to ingrain it into my brain, and also I kind of just want to be honest. I am starting to spiral down in school again. I'm like, it's getting really hard to focus, and like testing is like really picking up, and it's like I'm getting so much stress from school. Like for a while after winter break, for like the first 3 weeks, I was like really enjoying school again, and I was like really having fun, and like I was actually like learning stuff, and then now I'm like back to having this like endless stress and like not being able to focus and like having absolutely no desire for school. And like, oh my god, I'm so out of breath. I'm just like getting really tired again, and like it's not good because I have to like keep so many things up. I have to keep my grades up, and then I also have to like actually be a functioning human, and it's just like, I don't know, I'm just like getting really tired again. And so then I was thinking like, what is stuff that I can do? I will say it in front of a camera what I'm gonna do now, like starting today again, and so that I kind of force myself to do it. I'm gonna eliminate all distractions during school and during homework. I'm gonna try and put headphones on. I don't know if that's gonna help me, like put headphones on during Zoom class, so like I'll blast my teacher's voice into my ears, and like I won't be able to tune it out that easily. What else? Preparing for tests ahead of time. That's probably something I probably shouldn't, like I don't usually push it to last minute, but like 2 days is usually not enough for me apparently, because I'm so struggling, and I'm just so tired of having that endless like, oh my god, I think I just failed that test. Okay, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. All right, I'm gonna, okay. Okay.
Don't eat burned eggs. Okay, so funny story about this pasta. I made this, like I winged it without a recipe, and it actually almost like exploded in the kitchen. Like meaning like the sauce got out everywhere. In the end, it was really good, but it looked really bad. And also I made too much sauce, so it was like sauce and pasta instead of pasta and sauce. Dun 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 dun! Welcome to Cooking Without a Recipe, an exclusive show only available here. I was just scrolling through YouTube, procrastinating, and I saw a certain individual making dessert without a recipe, and I was like, oh my god, I want to do that. So that's exactly what I did. I just took random ingredients, added some weird healthy ones, and tried to make it good. I quickly started improvising, and I decided to make Earl Grey milk, which is basically milk, and you put tea in it, and then it becomes milk tea. It's super simple. You just exactly how you make tea. Use milk. I didn't want to use sugar, which I actually ended up regretting later on because they weren't sweet at all, but instead I used maple syrup. I also quickly realized that I'm kind of short and I had to climb the counter to get the tea. Oh. I've also been struggling with how to tie up my hair, and usually the front just ends up hanging out or I end up doing half up, half down. I also wanted to use some of the almond butter because I realized it was soon going to go bad and I needed to quickly dispose of it. I decided to heat up the milk a little bit more to get more of that tea flavor. So far, my experiment wasn't going too well. But as I started to add more dry flour, it kind of helped a lot. And yeah, when in doubt, add flour, I guess. Quick story time. I forgot what time it was, and I ended up realizing in this moment that I have a class and I had to run to it because I was late. Although you just saw me in the previous clip, this is technically after my class, so that's why I was waving, so yeah. This wasn't a really good recipe because I actually don't remember much of the things I did because I just plopped stuff in and just kind of mixed it, and it was like, let's put this, let's put this, let's put this. The hardest part was probably deciding at what temperature to cook it. Wow, I'm such a fast cleaner. Look at me go. To be quite honest, it didn't turn out as bad as I thought it was. It actually ended up tasting like this pastry it's like Russian. And I was like, oh my god, and I couldn't remember the name for a second, but it wasn't bad. See you next week.